Hi, everybody. Sorry about that, and thanks for rejoining. Um, I was getting nervous. I was like, it says 60 seconds or less. Um, welcome back. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for coming back. So on that piece of not knowing what you do or don't need to study for, sometimes it's not necessarily the content in the class that needs to be reviewed. So for instance, I know I have a few students who are in pre-calculus or calculus, and they're having a really hard time grasping the content in their class. Hi, Esmeralda, welcome back. Um, so sometimes it's not the content itself of the class that you need to study for. Sometimes it's something from a previous class or previous knowledge, but we don't always know the name of this. So a great example is one of the students came in and I was talking about this, and he said that, I was having a really hard time in, I think it was calculus. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that. So he was having a hard time in his class, and he couldn't figure out what it was in pre-calculus that he was not remembering or having a hard time understanding. And he had to do a lot of Googling and research to figure out that the term of what he needed to study was trigonometry or trig something. It's the sine, cosine, tangent, whatnot. So figuring out what it is that is making it difficult to grasp can sometimes really help with understanding, how much time you need to put aside. Because if it's a concept from a prior class or prior knowledge that you just need a refresher on, then maybe you need to put aside a little bit more time, and it might help with figuring out what you need to do and when you need to do it. So again, one of the reasons you want to bring your syllabus and your texts and whatever resources that you have to your class, to your tutor, is so that they can review the information with you, because they are human and they don't remember everything all the time, but also so that you can review what concepts it is that you might be struggling with. So PowerPoint slides, other resources, bring them to your professor's office hours, bring them to tutoring, ask them for help identifying what it is that you need to practice or what it is you need to study. Sometimes your professor can let you know. I can tell by the content of, I can tell by what the work that you've done and the work that you've submitted that you understand the content, but it's actually the minute pieces like your grammar that you need to work on, or maybe you need to better understand how to format an APA essay versus an MLA essay. Like they can help you identify where you're losing points and what it is you need to practice more. And it is never, never, never too late to ask your professor for help. The worst that they can say is, I don't have time right now, or it's a little bit too close to the deadline and I just can't fit you into my schedule. That's perfectly fine. It is okay, but just please ask for help when you can. And I am more than happy to sit down with you. I can't help you necessarily with all of the content of your work, especially if you're like a biomedical engineering major or something. I studied Spanish in college and education. But some things I can help you with. I'm more than happy to help you through preparing. Something that's really great, a really great tool for you to use is if you, and a lot of people are used to Google Classrooms. If you can create an additional Google account. So for instance, I have my personal Google account and my work Google account. I created a Google Classroom and then invited I've created the Google Classroom with my work email and then invited my personal email to the Google Classroom. And as the teacher of the classroom, I put in all of the assignments and all of the due dates, and that automatically populates on a calendar for you. And it's really easy to put in the information and the due dates. And then when you log in when I log in as the personal email account, I can click, I'm sure some of you are familiar, but I can click on the button that says, what work I need to get done. And then it tells me what's due today, what's due in the future, when they're due in a list form, or because sometimes for some people that's better, is to see the list. And then you can click on it and get the details, or you can take a look at the calendar and see when it's due. But really having that visual of seeing what time it needs to be blocked out for when something is due, and knowing that, let's say you have 4 classes on Wednesday and you have a homework assignment for your 8 a.m. due on Thursday, you probably are not going to have any time or any energy left to do your homework for the 8 a.m. class on Thursday. So you want to get it done by Tuesday night at the latest. So feel free to meet with me. If you have any other questions or if you need any assistance with anything, let me know. I'm always more than happy to help. When it comes to next semester, if any of you guys want to meet, I was going to say the week before classes start. Not everybody gets their syllabus then, but as soon as you get your syllabus, even if it's for just one class, I work all winter. So if you want to have a Zoom meeting where I sit with you and I be your accountability partner for you to plan out the rest of the semester or plan out up until the first 2 weeks, whatever works for you. If you want to sit with me, I'm more than happy to do that with you. I enjoy this piece. I enjoy meeting with people and getting to know them and helping them get organized. I love that part of my job. So I really am more than happy to help. That is most of what I have for you. I wanted to leave a few minutes. I know that this event ends at 4:30. So I wanted to leave a few minutes. If anybody has any questions, especially if you have any suggestions. If there are any tips that work really well for you, I know that the Pomodoro method works for a lot of people. If you have any websites or links, I'm hoping to put together a document, or probably more likely a Google website where I just list all of the different resources and what they do and categorize them based on, is it a motivation helper or is it organization helper? I'm really hoping to get together some information. So let me know if you have any suggestions. Let me know if you have any questions, because then I can find resources for you that would help with whatever you need assistance with. But thank you so much for attending this. I am going to take one more screenshot for attendance in case I missed anything. But let me know if you need anything, and I'm more than happy to help. Thank you so much. I am Jackie, the success coach for RHSA. If I can remember how to pronounce my title, that would be great. And I will be here until I'm working 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So I'll be here until 5 p.m. if you need anything. Thank you so much for attending.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.